It's fascinating what one studio can achieve when they don't spit in the face of their source material. That's it. That's my intro. Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and this is probably going to be one of the final Swellmas videos, but I really wanted to talk about this because I went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 the other night. All right, I saw it opening night. Now, I should note, I did not see Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I did never play the games. Not really. But I wanted to talk about this because this may have been the best movie I have seen all year. At the very least, it's the most fun that I've had in a theater all year. When I saw the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, at the same day I saw the movie Fantasy Island. And then I saw Sonic the Hedgehog right after. And so I also came out of Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, thinking it was the greatest movie ever made. But I attributed that fact to the fact that Fantasy Island was so not good that anything after Fantasy Island I would have considered high art. And then I don't know why I didn't watch the second one. Who knows? I don't remember, honestly. Anarchy and Chris. Okay, that's who I went with specifically. Anarchy loves Sonic. Go into this theater and Anarchy says, I'm excited for Shadow, but I want a girl at the end of this. She wanted Amy or Rouge to be revealed in one of the end credit scenes. Okay? She recently did a Rouge cosplay, so I knew that going in. Okay? This theater, this theater was not sold out, but this theater was full. Okay? It's very different. I think there's a difference between selling something out and a theater being full. Okay? Because I don't know how much more energy you could have packed into this theater. Borderline a rowdy screening. Okay? In that, everyone in this theater was obsessed with Sonic. Fifth of the people in the room, okay, were in cosplay. 3 other fifths, okay, probably in merch of some sort. Everyone else was just a child or an Amanda. The movie starts and I think it was the Sega logo. What? It may have been the Sega logo where the applause already started. And I grabbed Anarchy's arm because I have not experienced that in a theater since honestly prior to lockdown, I think. And she was like, yeah, Amanda, look where you are. This video is not going to be a full review, okay, overall, just because, again, didn't see the second one and have not played the games. And so there's a lot of Easter eggs and references here that I know are Easter eggs and references, whether because my friends told me or because of the reaction in the theater. Not well-versed enough to review this movie, but I will be spoiling things. So keep that in mind. I very much enjoyed it. It's probably one of the most fun screenings that I've had in a while. And it was honestly perfect length. This movie came to just under 2 hours. Honestly, not sure what I would cut. So I will give you this because it did feel like a tight 90 to me. So I appreciate that. Everyone in this theater was locked in, excited. Every single Easter egg, every single callback, every reference. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's cheering. Anarchy was like, I need you to play these games, and I need you to watch the second movie, and I need you to watch the Knuckles show because you laughed at everything Knuckles said. I was like, yeah, Knuckles is funny. What's your point? Shadow scenes. Cheering, screaming, clapping. Everyone's hooting and hollering. Everyone is having a goddamn good time. The entire time. Every shot of Shadow in this movie, by the way, I was like, they're not trying to make him the villain, I assume, because he looks cool as fuck in every single scene he's in. When they gave Shadow a gun, everyone in the theater was so excited. Anarchy, who is usually in a theater very reserved, she's having the best time of her life, okay? And that alone, I was like, fuck. The references to the games, all of it, everyone's laughing, dying, loving it, okay? Everyone's having a good time. Even I, someone who did not see the second movie, is not up to date, not a hardcore Sonic fan like that, okay, is enjoying this movie. It's good, it's fun, and obviously I know what's going to happen with Maria. Because Anarchy is like, we're going to watch them shoot this little girl. The whole point of me bringing this up is because I have regularly talked about adaptations and movies and shows and all of that. And clearly we have talked about the issue with Hollywood right now, that the only thing that is really getting greenlit okay, is existing IP. Something that they can say, hey, we know this makes money. Let's do it in this way, okay? And that's why we have the remakes, the reboots, the sequels, the prequels, the whatever the fuck, okay? That's why it keeps happening. Then you have movies like Sonic that makes 68 million opening weekend and drastically outperforms Mufasa, which is the new Lion King live action movie. I had no desire to see that movie, but I also had no desire to see the first Lion King live action movie because I thought the whole concept was stupid. And that's just me. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. I know some people like it. I was just like, I'll go to the zoo. But obviously the first Lion King movie made, I think, 191 million domestically opening weekend, like an insane number, okay? Of course they were going to make another one. Other, video game adaptations, live action adaptations, things like that, okay, that people love or hate. There's really one or the other. Don't like that certain things were changed or, there's certain implications of different changes and things like that, okay? And then you have a movie like this that obviously has made changes, okay? But does not actively spit in the face of its source material, where it seems like a lot of these shows and movies and the like that are adaptations seemingly do, whether intentional or otherwise. You have, I believe it was the Halo show, which I never watched because I didn't want to, where the showrunner made comments about not looking at the games while working on the show. Pretty much every creator that I knew that watched it that was a Halo fan did not like the show. Other things like the Fallout show that seems very well received. And then you have shows like Arcane that do incredibly well, and I know plenty of people are obsessed with Arcane, but will never willingly play League of Legends in their lives. There is something within a lot of these adaptations where the people that are working on these shows, whether they are written on, handed the show, whatever, okay? A lot of the creatives on these shows don't seem to like the source material or want to really adapt the source material. It's just kind of like, okay, I want to make something because I'm a creative. The executives are like, okay, to make the thing, you have to make this thing here because this we know will make us money, okay? And so you have very creative people working on a show that they really don't want to work on, but they want to work. And so you end up having adaptations. I believe that was one of the common frustrations with the show Velma. Sometimes I just don't watch something just because I'm like, I'm choosing peace, okay? I just don't want, it's not my personal cup of tea, okay, for whatever reason. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad, just might mean that I'm not interested in it, okay? And sometimes that's the best thing for me to do, especially as someone who occasionally reviews movies and shows and things like that, is to just acknowledge I personally will probably not like this thing. And so therefore I should not engage with this thing because I probably won't be nice to the thing. There are times where I go to something like, say, Kraven the Hunter, where I'm like, oh, this is getting horrible reviews. That's a video, But I wasn't too emotionally attached to the character of Kraven the Hunter, so I wasn't going to be devastated by the portrayal of Kraven if it was awful. We talk about medium matters, okay? So you have, let's say, a video game adaptation where, yes, in-game, it sits perfectly, it exists perfectly, but to flesh that out for a full limited series or a TV show or a movie, you have to add more things. So yes, certain things may not fit once you add them. You have to flesh things out more. Things are going to change and adapt and adjust, okay? But the goal should always be, how can we adapt this work and bring it to a wider audience? Because we already have this original audience that loves this thing in this medium, whether it's a video game, a book, an animated movie, whatever, okay? How can we bring them and bring this to a new medium and expand out that love so more people get excited? And then hopefully even, in a lot of instances, they're excited to go read the game, excited to go read the book because they want more. What do you mean there's gonna be 5 more movies because there's 5 more books? Oh my God, yay, things get sold a bajillion times over, and that leads to 8 seasons of Bridgerton being greenlit in the span of 1 season. Julia Quinn's books started selling like fucking hotcakes. Obviously, certain things were changed for the show Bridgerton, okay, especially the first season and the second season. And the third season, that was probably supposed to be the 5th season. You get my point. I am explaining this poorly, I know. But you can do that without destroying the fan base that already exists for the thing. And then you can have movies like Sonic that have expanded, but still remember their source material. Sonic's not fighting taxes today. They got Shadow the Hedgehog, who's been in stasis for 50 years, who really wants to destroy at least the entirety of a government organization literally called Gun because they killed his friend, one of the only humans that was around him that didn't just treat him like a science experiment and a weirdo and treated him like a friend. And that's kind of all you need for Sonic fans, for Shadow fans. You got Knuckles, you got Tails, you got Sonic, you got Shadow. Boom. Something that was changed in the backstory of what made Shadow Shadow. Maria is supposed to be shot. Everyone around me was waiting for this to happen. And when they first saw Maria, I heard people go, oh God. Anarchy was like, are we gonna watch this little girl get shot? I think we're gonna watch this little girl get shot. Me and Anarchy believe that there was clearly a bit where they filmed where Maria did in fact get shot, and they showed it to test audiences. And they were like, that's a bit much, especially in the current climate of the United States of America. So what instead ends up happening is that one of the soldiers shoots and it misses Shadow and ends up hitting one of like the Shadow power like canisters of his harnessed power, and it explodes. Shadow is blasted. Old guy Robotnik is blasted. I don't remember his name. Maria is killed in this blast, okay? Because she is a small child. Same outcome, but they never do a close-up of her dead. They never do it's all pretty far away. You see old man Robotnik, and you see Shadow crouched over an unconscious child. But the guy next to me, about 2 seats over, who came in a Sonic hat, he was like, where's the shot? She wasn't shot. I'm not laughing at the concept of someone wanting to see a child shot, but it's something as simple as that, okay? And that guy, 5 minutes later, was cheering. Also, side note, everyone was very upset that, was it Ted? Ted, the other guy at the station. He was playing hockey with the Emerald. Everyone was very upset and felt very disrespected by that. Fun bits and changes in with these elements that fans want to see and continue to see. Everyone in the theater is already very excited, okay? And then Shadow dies, okay? In the way that they do in movies where I'm like, nobody, he's alive. Old Robotnik, they made it abundantly clear immediately, you are never seeing him again. I love Jim Carrey in these movies just because he is fully committed to the role, and I love that. That was an incredible performance, very fun. I know it's the writing, but like the delivery, impeccable. Okay, there was a fourth wall break in there, just very fun. We had cool stuff, we had cool things. Like even then, I'm like, it's just amazing. Movie ends. Anarchy is sitting there. They said there's 2. Someone on Twitter said there's 2 cutscenes. We're not leaving. We are not leaving. I just want a girl. I just want one of the girls. I don't care which one. I just want one of them. We're staying. The movie itself ends with them getting ready to do another race, okay? Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, okay? That they started at the start of the movie for his Earth birthday. Earth Day, if you will. Sonic is alone. He went a little too far. But suddenly there is an army of robot Sonics there to attack him. And then someone with a hammer comes through and takes them all out. Sonic is like, who are you? And we get the Amy reveal. When I tell you, this theater erupted. High-fiving, fist bumps. Fuck yeah, let's go. Anarchy next to me. Oh my God, she's so cute. Yes, amazing, let's go. Fuck yeah. And then she realized there was a small child not too far in front of us, and she felt very bad. She's like, Amanda, I swore. And I was like, you and 80 other people in this theater. I think it's okay. So Amy is there, does not have a line, but it doesn't seem like they have talked about casting Amy quite yet. It will be interesting to see who they cast as Amy. But the reaction to the Amy reveal was electric, okay? Anarchy especially, okay? She's like, she's so cute. She's got her little end credits scene, and it's one of the bracers. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. Shadow's sneakers coming into frame as he grabs the ring. Shadow is alive, because of course, it's Shadow. Walking out of the theater, everyone's still talking about it. Some guy made a comment to us as we were walking out, to Anarchy specifically. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of signups for cross country. And we were like, okay, because we didn't know what he was talking about. We kept walking, and then she was like, wait, is he saying that like because of Sonic, like there's gonna be like cross country signups? I mean, I would assume people would buy a hedgehog more than they would be like, gotta go fast, you know, like, but I mean, maybe I feel like there's a sneaker boom, you know, but potentially. I'm always curious about like what the boom is post movies like this and how well they do. My point is, no one in that theater walked out angry at what they had watched, you know? No one walked out being like, how dare they do this, and things like that. Even that guy next to me who was annoyed that they didn't shoot a child, happy by the end of the movie, because the movie itself did not spit in the face of fans. They did little callbacks. There's the song that they play. Don't ask me to name it. I'll text Anarchy. She immediately called to be mad at me that I asked her. This is a very good movie. I very much enjoyed myself. And that is the hope that I hope we go into with 2025, is more things like Fallout, more things like Sonic the Hedgehog, not completely ignoring the source material, not completely being like, yeah, here are the characters, ignore everything else. I'm going to do an adaptation or a reboot or a sequel, that is, okay? I want original stories. Hopeful that signals will be sent based off the reaction to the Barbie movie, where people were like, oh yeah, let's make 80 other toy-related movies. I don't think the proper takeaway will happen here. You have a built-in support system. They're going to like it regardless. The goal should be maintaining this support system, this fan base, while also expanding to new horizons of people who aren't gamers, who just like watching movies. Because now Anarchy is going to make me play all the Sonic games. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Did you watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Did you watch any of the other Sonic movies? Did you like the Knuckles show? Because a few of my friends did not like it. Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. Reminder, the Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder, use code SWELL for 10% off on gamer subs. Shout out to my channel members who also joined channel membership, so I will go ahead and be linked down below. And that's going to be it. Gotta go fast. Bye. When I posted that I was going to go see the Hedgehog movie, the amount of my friends that came out of the woodwork, people I've known for years. You like Shadow, right? Shadow's your favorite? Like your Shadow. The hold Shadow has on the emo community is impressive. It needs to be studied, frankly.